What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're drawing Kokushibo from Demon Slayer. Let's begin today's lesson by sketching a circle in the center of our page. Now we're going to use a side grip. We're going to sketch with the flat edge of our pencil. Let's start from the very top. Just going to lightly work our way around the left side, coming down towards the middle. Then we'll go all the way around the right side. Now we're using these short lines and just readjusting the shape of our circle as we go. Now with our circle in place, we're going to add a few guidelines to help with the symmetry of our drawing. Let's start at the very top in the middle, sketch a line coming all the way down the center, towards the bottom of our page, and then we'll extend that up towards the top. Let's add another guideline going across from left to right, starting from the center of our circle, pull this out toward the left, and then the right side. Let's add another guideline along the side to locate the inside corner of the eyes. From the center, let's move over towards the left, and go all the way up towards the top, and then bring that all the way down towards the bottom. Now let's take that same distance over on the right and do the same thing. Now with our guidelines in place, we're going to loosely block in the center eyes. Starting from this point, start by curving this up, and then out towards the side, and do the same thing on the right. And then from the outside, curve this down, just underneath that center line, and then pull that up on the inside. Now from here, we're going to add another guideline just above these eyes. Starting in the middle, go out towards the left, and then the right. And then from this point, we're going to curve this eye going up and out towards the side. And do the same thing on the right. And then we'll round out the bottom of the eye, coming down and then in. Let's go back to the inside corner of the center eyes, step down and add another guideline. This will be for the lower row of eyes. Now angle the bottom eyes coming down. From this point, go out and then down. Come in and bend that up towards the inside. Now we're going to sketch a small circle in the center of each eye for the iris. Starting from the top, go all the way around. Do the same thing on the right. Let's go up to the top set of eyes and do the same thing. And then along the bottom. Now the tip of the nose is going to sit just up above the bottom of our circle. So we step up, and it goes up and out towards the left and right side. And then the mouth will sit along the bottom of our circle, so we're going to draw a straight line going across. Let's step down, add another line for the lower lip. Now I move out to the side and draw the lower half of the head. Along this bottom line, so we curve the head coming down, and then just bend that in towards the chin, just underneath the lip. Go out and up on the right. Now from here, we're going to go up to the top and bring the hair down the side of the head. From the center point, curve this up and out. Do the same thing on the right. Now round at the top, and just bring that down on the inside of the circle. And we'll flare this out towards the side, coming down and then out. And we'll tuck the ears in underneath the hair. From the top, we'll step down, curve the ear going out and then up. Let's go back up to the top and draw the outside edge of the hair. From the center, curve this up and out, going up a little bit higher toward the top point. We'll follow this curve going around the side and then down toward that center line. Let's bend the bottom going out towards the side. Come down and then out. Now before we go any further with the hair, let's move down and draw the side of the neck. Over on the left side, draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom go over towards the right, and do the same thing. From the top of the neck, we're going to step down, slope the shoulders, coming down and out towards the side. Where the neck meets the shoulder, I'm just going to curve this down and across the body towards the left. Let's go to the left side and do the same thing, coming down and then in towards the center. Let's trace these curves on the outside, stepping out, just follow that same curve coming across, and then on the left we'll step down and just tuck this in. Now I'm going to go to the center at the very top, just going to curve the head going around the left side, then come down, and do the same thing on the right. And we'll curl the hair going out towards a point, and we'll tuck that back in towards the side. Now underneath that curl, we come down and then out toward that center line, and we'll pull that back in. Now underneath this curl, I'm going to come straight down and then bend that out on top of the shoulders. Now use this curve as a guide to add more hair points. Starting from the top, come down and out. Just tuck this in behind the ear along the bottom. Let's go underneath the left jaw, come down and in above the collar, go out and back up. Do the same thing on the right. Let's add a couple more points along the bottom. Starting up here, come down and out, back in, draw a shorter one on the right side. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, we're going to go back and lightly erase some of these guidelines. Now let's go back and add those markings across the face and the neck. Starting from the top right, start by coming down and in towards the middle. Round this out, going back out. And draw a half circle along the inside. Curve out and then up. Let's bend this down toward the top eye. Go up to the top of the head, come down and then back out. Let's go around the top two eyes, the curve, come down to the outside, come down and in, down and up. I'm going to add one more point along the side of the head. Let's go to the bottom left cheek, going up and down. I'm just going to swirl this around, coming back up, and then bending that in. Let's go all the way back around and then out towards the jaw. Let's add one more point along the bottom, curving in and then back down. Let's add another marking across the left side of the neck, coming down and then up, step in, curve around and then up. Let's pull this around and then back out in behind the collar. And we'll add one more point along the middle. Now that we have a clean drawing and we're happy with the proportions, we'll go back in with the tip of our pencil and start adding some details. Let's start with the top left eye. Starting from the inside, I'm just going to refine the shape as we go. So just darkening up the edge, going out towards the side, and then we'll curl the eye going up towards a point. Let's add some folds on the outside, and work our way along the bottom of the eye. I'm just going to thicken up the outside and then just taper that in. Let's add a little tear duct along the inside and then thickening up the edge of the eyelid, just pulling these lines going up and out. Move over and do the same thing on the right. just going to add some folds around the eye. And then along the top. And just fading that out towards the side. I'm just going to add a little bit of a fold for the brow along the inside. And we'll add those circles for the iris along the inside of the eye. We'll start with the outside first, and we'll add the details after. And go in and add a light shade to the inside of the eye, going around the iris. I'm going to move down and start detailing out the center eye. And just pulling this up on the end, and then adding some thickness along the top. And again, just adding those folds around the top of the eye. And then along the bottom. I'm going to go back and just trace the outside of the iris. Now we're going to work our way around the bottom eye, using that same process. Now from here I'm just going to move down and start adding some detail to the nose, starting with the edge of the nostrils first. Then using the side edge of our pencil, we're just going to shade in the bottom of the nose and just come up on the left side. And that nose is going to cast a shadow just underneath. Now adding some shape to the mouth, starting with that point in the center, and bending out towards the corners of the mouth. And we'll add some thickness to the upper lip and lightly shade that in. Now with the eyes in place, we're going to move up with the side edge of our pencil, start adding some texture and tones to the hair. Starting with that bottom edge, just working our way across the top of that circle and going out towards the side. And from that center point, we're just going to work our way out. Now from here, we're just going to work our way from the tip, going up, using these short curves. Just want to get that tone fill. Just work our way up towards the top, and then fade that out. Now with the hair in place, we can go back and start detailing out the side of the head. Just adding a little bit of shape around the jaws. And drawing the bottom of the earlobes going up underneath the hair. Now going back to the tip of our pencil, we're going to add some texture to the inside of the hair. Starting along the bottom and working our way up the side of the head. Let's go back with the side edge of our pencil and add some shading across the ears and the head. And we'll go back and trace up those markings on the outside. And we'll darken up the inside. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more texture and definition to the hair. Now from here, we're going to add some texture to the hair, starting underneath the ears, and just work our way out towards those points. So you want to start off a little bit darker, and then just taper that out. Now we'll shade in the bottom layer. I'm just going to continue to layer the hair underneath. I'm going to go back up to the top and start adding some detail along the top of the head. Starting from the center, just working my way around the left side. And going back and working in the right side. And from here, we're going to go back to the tip of our pencil and refine the hair texture. Just adding those lines inside the shadows. I'm just tracing out the inside edge of the collar and the outside. And then layering the shoulders underneath the hair. I'm going to add a shade to the neck area. And then add a darker shadow from the head cast onto the neck. So starting off dark along the top and then fading that out. I'm going back and just tracing out that marking on the outside. And it'll darken up the inside. I'm going to go in and add some detail inside the iris. Just some rough texture and details. And some basic characters along the inside. And then going back and darkening up the contrast. And as we get closer to the end of our drawing, we'll tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Kokushibo. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. You can also drop your requests in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.